What's happening, guys? It's me, your buddy Griz, and hey guy, it's Monday Fun Day! And that of course means it's time for another episode of Kit Up, my weekly Battlefield series where you guys get to suggest and vote on weapon setups and loadouts you'd like to see me use. Then I go out and get some gameplay with that setup and do a little review on it. Now, before I start here, I know this is the second video in a row featuring the MG4 light machine gun, but as you can clearly see, Java Rodeo's comment on the last episode of Kit Up has 4 upvotes! Holy crap! So I guess you guys really want to see and hear more about the MG4, so I can't argue with you, and I will deliver what you crave. So Java says he wants to see the MG4 with a red laser sight, coyote red dot sight, the heavy barrel, and the angled grip. He also says he's going to spam other people's videos about me. Well, I can't say I condone such behavior, but I guess as long as I'm not the one spamming, I should be okay, right? So thank you for your comment, Java, and for the kind words. I just have the best subs on the planet. Alright, let's get on with it. Alright, let's check the stat chart from Simthig.com. I like to joke about using the stat chart from Simthig only because everyone uses it in their review videos, and it's kind of become like a sort of YouTube Battlefield weapon review standard. So I don't know, I just think it's kind of comical, and I'm not sure why. It is an amazing site though, and if you're looking for weapon stats on any weapon in Battlefield 4, head on over there and you'll most definitely find what you're looking for. But looking at the stat chart here, you'll see that the MG4 does a maximum damage of 25 and a minimum damage of 18, and fires at a rate of 800 rounds per minute, which ties it as the fastest firing LMG. It also has the second highest muzzle velocity at 620 meters per second. So already you can start to see why this weapon is such a beast. Magazine capacity is 200 rounds, which you will definitely need since this fat boy takes a full 6.2 seconds to reload, and that is a long time on the virtual battlefield, soldier. The only LMG that takes longer to reload is the Type 88 at 7 seconds. And of course this is an LMG, so it only got that automatic fire though. Now, the MG4 is the last LMG you'll unlock for the support class, so many of you may not have it unlocked yet. Well, if you don't have the MG4 unlocked, then you surely have the M249, because everyone gives the C4 to Irish first, let's be honest here. Anna is just too hot to kill first, am I right? But yeah, basically the MG4 is the exact same statistically as the M249. However, though they are the same statistically, how they handle is slightly different. The major difference between these two LMGs is their recoil pattern. I'm going to cut to a clip here of me testing out the recoil patterns on each of these weapons on the test range. So here I'm firing the M249, and you'll notice that the recoil pattern goes up and to the left during automatic fire and side to side when I'm countering the upwards motion. Compare that to the pattern of the MG4 here, and you'll see that the MG4 goes up and to the right, but it's not so harsh side to side. And when I'm countering the recoil, you can see that the spread is just slightly tighter due to the reduced side to side recoil on the MG4. So that was my little comparison there, and I know it's kind of beyond the scope of a normal Kit Up video, but I thought I'd go the extra mile for you guys this week and get a little more granular with it. But hopefully now I can bring this video back on track and talk a little bit about this particular MG4 setup and what I liked about it. So as far as the attachments go, I'm going to start off by saying I loved the coyote sight on the MG4. It's usually my least favorite red dot sight, normally, but I find it really helpful on an LMG because it gives you such an unobstructed view of everything. I think the Cobra would do the same sort of thing for it, but I just like having an actual red dot in the center of the sight, as opposed to the T-shaped reticle of the Cobra. I think having an unobstructed view, such as the coyote sight offers, is important on an LMG because you want to start firing before aiming down sights. In Battlefield 4, the penalty to accuracy you get if you start firing before aiming down sights is abysmal. If you pull that trigger first and then aim down sight, or start firing as you're aiming down sight, you're actually going to maintain a hipfire spread on your bullets rather than the ADS spread, which is always much less. So when you're using the MG4 or any other LMG for that matter, you want to be aiming down sights as much as possible when you start to engage the enemy. So slow peeking corners with your sights up is important to do. Just slowing your play down in general and waiting for the enemy to make that first move is what you have to do to have success with an LMG. Running around bunny hopping and hip firing like a maniac is not going to get you those long streaks like it does when you're using a PDW or a shotgun. So slow it down, make sure you're aiming down sights already when you start firing at an enemy, and I think you'll find much success. But how about when you get in those close quarters situations and you get surprised by an enemy in tight? Then by all means, hip fire the crap out of this thing, and the laser sight is definitely going to help you in that department. But that much is obvious, so we'll move along. The heavy barrel. Oh, the heavy barrel is excellent on the MG4 if you're going to be playing slowly and engaging enemies from a distance, because it does increase the accuracy of the MG4 as advertised. You're definitely going to notice the increase in recoil though, if you're not tap firing and going full auto with the heavy barrel. And if you're someone who favors stability like me, I'd say go without the heavy barrel and use something like a muzzle brake or compensator. I actually prefer this weapon with no barrel attachment at all, so that is my recommendation. But if you're going to be using this at a distance and burst firing this thing, then the heavy barrel can definitely help you out quite a bit. Hey, here's the thought. How about the heavy barrel and the bipod? That sounds pretty tasty for all you bipod pros out there. And finally, the angled grip. This is fast becoming my go-to grip for any weapon, really. I like to tap and burst fire whenever possible, so the angled grip is going to help you out on any weapon if you play a similar style. The angled specialty is to reduce first shot recoil, and if you tap fire a lot, then you can really take advantage of the statistics, as most of your shots will be quote-unquote first shots, so they'll be landing right on the money. So to sum up my thoughts on this setup, I really liked the coyote optic on the MG4 because it gives you the most unobstructed view out of all the red dot sights. Laser sight is a must, of course, for close quarter situations. The heavy barrel is subjective. Personally, I would go without it, as I like the MG4 with nothing on the barrel. And angled grip is a definite yes as well from me if you're going to be playing this weapon on the move. If you want to hang back, swap out the angled grip for a bipod, however, then the heavy barrel would definitely be a good choice, as it does increase the accuracy of the MG4 by a lot. So that is going to do it for me this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your continued support and feedback on this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it as well. Make sure you leave me a comment on this video with your suggestion for next week's episode of Kit Up, and if you see a suggestion down in the comments that you like, give it a thumbs up, and that way it'll make it easier for me to know exactly what you guys want to see. Also, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, please leave it some love by clicking the like button down below, and if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for lots more Battlefield content and future episodes. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Griz. Peace and root beer. That makes sense.